Paul McGuire Grimes, ABC, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Mr. De Niro, Oaks, Laura, it is great talking to you today. Mr. De Niro, I want to start with you first. Whether it's The Godfather Part 2, Taxi Driver, Mean Streets, Goodfellas, so many of your performances have influenced how I think about acting and why I love the movies so much. So just want to say thank you for that, legacy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oaks and Laura, what goes through your head when you learn that you're going to be acting with one of the greatest actors of all time?
I think, as anybody would be, I think we were both probably, intimidated. But after, working through rehearsals and working with Tim, our director, we very much, I think, just came into the role and gave it our all, and we're able to create that relationship pretty easily. And Mr. De Niro was no, it was not difficult to work with in any way. Like, everything was seamless, and that goes for everybody in the cast.
Yeah, super intimidating, super exciting. Being Italian American, another aspect of just like absolute legend status. I feel like my whole family and I were freaking.
Right. Now, Mr. De Niro, Oaks, you have a big scene involving trampoline dodgeball. Was that as fun as it looks? And were there any mishaps while filming?
I don't think so. I mean, were there?
I don't think there's any mishaps, but there was definitely, general silliness around with some of the kids, I would say. But that was it. I don't think there was anything that went wrong. It was just a lot of fun in general.
Mm-hmm. Mr. De Niro, have any of your grandkids tried to pull off any of these pranks, or do they know not to mess with you?
I don't know. My grandkids, they're very sweet. They don't do those things. I mean, not that they're not capable of doing it, but they do it. They don't do it to me.
Right.
So at this point, God knows.
My God, I love that so much. Did you give Laura and Oaks any sort of acting advice or how to sustain a career in this industry?
Yeah, I said to her one day, I said, she said, I don't know how to work on this scene. And I said, just be better. You'll be fine. So.
It was great advice.
Yeah. I mean, actually. You're right.
No, I think Bob is the kind of person where he just has these expectations of like, he's going to do his part. So unless you're going to ask him questions, he's just expecting you to do your part. And I think that was actually really nice to have and also very intimidating.
Right.
Yeah, I was worried about myself.
Don't know how you worry about yourself at this stage.
But I'm there. Do I know what I'm doing? But I'm there to help anybody if they ask me. I mean, I like to do that when asked, if asked.
I'm hoping that families really see this and enjoy this movie. What has been making you guys laugh throughout this pandemic, this year that is 2020? Because I think this movie will make people laugh.
That has been able to keep people laughing is, just staying in contact with people, not physically, but as much as you can online or whatever. Being able to talk to friends or family or whatever that may be, it always just lifts your spirits to be as at least for me personally, as social as you could be during a difficult time. And that's what kept the smile on my face during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I was going to say board games, but I also get quite competitive during board games. So it either ends in laughter or it ends in absolute anger. So it depends. Exactly.
Well, thank you so much. This was a true honor. Mr. De Niro, thank you for everything. I truly appreciate it. It is a joy and an honor. So thank you today. I appreciate it. Cheech and Jane, I'm so excited to talk to both of you today. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Very well.
I have to start with the trampoline dodgeball scene. Was that as fun as it looked? And were there any mishaps in that throughout filming that?
I thought there were going to be a lot more mishaps than there actually were, because none of us wanted to admit that we possibly might have parts of our body that shouldn't really be bouncing around on a trampoline, falling, being trashed, thrown against a wall, or have a ball thrown in our faces. And we were all a bit too proud for that. So I was convinced that one of us, or many of us, were going to be taken out of there on a stretcher. myself included, but it was so much fun. And once we kind of got used to it, and I think the last shot we did is where we all got to do our individual on our own jumping, bouncing, stuff like that. It was hilarious and so much fun. And I would do it again.
There was that bouncy house scene terrified me, because I had a knee injury that I didn't really kind of disclose. But I thought when I saw the room, I thought somebody's dying in this room today. They even brought us all the guys in. Did you got called in earlier too?
Yes, I did actually. You just don't remember me. You were just so impressed with your ability to bounce next to Mr. De Niro.
De Niro, yeah. And so they called us in a week early to see if we could, And so De Niro and I were next to each other. Yeah, we could do this, no problem, as our half-inch off the mat.
Now, you both have had long, diverse careers. What's the best part of adding in family comedies into the mix?
I've been doing family kind of things a lot. I mean, I think Dr. Quinn is, 160 hours or 140 hours of family stuff there. But I love it. Family is everything to me. I love being able to be in a movie that I can show my kids, my grandchildren. And I was so thrilled with this one because it's intelligent, poignant. It's not just for kids, it's for adults. And it didn't need to, be anything other than clean and fun.
Yeah.
That's rare too.
I learned that, and something I never knew, that for a family comedy, you could get a different kind of write-off on your taxes for that kind of film than you can on other films, because it's, I don't know how they figured out, but, you can get a bigger write-off on it.
I think we should get a take on the popcorn sales, because when you actually have a family going to the theater, that's
a lot of people to see it.
A lot of popcorn.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Jane, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that I'm a huge James Bond fan. And Living That Guy is one of my favorites in the whole franchise. What does it mean to you to be a Bond girl, and what is that legacy like?
Well, it means a great deal that you're telling me that you even saw it, because you probably weren't born when it came out. Let's just be honest. I was 20 years old when it happened and knew very little about Bond. And having experienced that incredible sort of machine and realizing that I can make a million movies, but there's only one that everyone really remembers me for, a Bond girl. So yeah, it's quite a crown to wear.
Now, this movie, I think, will definitely make families laugh. What's been making you laugh throughout this pandemic and this year 2020?
The Senate hearings. Pretty much.
I think the exploration of fake news and, wondering which comedians are writing it.
Right. Well, thank you so much. It was great. This was a treat. So thank you. Fantastic job, both of you. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Rob, it is so much fun talking today. Thanks for being here.
Nice to see you. Glad to be here.
Thank you. You have some very funny scenes with Robert De Niro in this movie. Even though you're both co-stars and professionals, do you ever have to just take a moment and realize you're working with one of the greatest actors of all time?
Oh, believe me, that wasn't lost on me. I was fully aware that I'm doing scenes with an icon. So yeah, I had a great appreciation for it. And Robert couldn't have been any more gracious and kind, and set just a great tone on set. He and our director Tim Hill just had a great energy as far as putting everybody at ease, allowing everybody to be relaxed. So he showed up, in my opinion, and Uma and Christopher Walken and Cheech Marin and Jane Seymour. Everybody showed up with this really great attitude of, hey, we're here to make a comedy, let's have some fun. And so that made the whole experience wonderful.
Do you often find that when making family movies that there's a different vibe than maybe an adult comedy or just something different that you're doing?
Yes and no. It all depends on the script and the players, and the energy, because I've been on sets where there's, more of a manic energy, and that has its pros and cons. And I've been on sets where it's very passive, and then has maybe one pro, more cons. But this was a good, happy mix of people that we all knew the script, we all knew our parts, and everybody just kind of came and did their stuff, and when we weren't filming, we were enjoying each other, and it was nice.
Awesome. That is like so great to hear, especially with all those legends. Now you're constantly making people laugh. What have you turned to during this pandemic, the year that is 2020, to make you laugh?
I don't know. I don't know if I've been doing that. Maybe I need to do more of that. Conversations with friends, talking to my friends, doing Zooms with your friends is beneficial because at least you can be face to face. And, we've done these Zoom happy hours, where you get like 5 of your buddies and grab a beer and you just sit around and catch up. And it's like being at a bar. It's not the same, but at least it's a connection and you can tell stories and it's fun. And yeah, that's been a saving grace. That and watching movies, to be honest, watching TV shows. I'm like everybody else. I'm trying to figure it out too.
Right. Sometimes happy hour is 5 o'clock. Sometimes it's 4 o'clock. Now you spent time in Minnesota for the Major League Baseball All-Star game. Do you have any memories of your time here?
I love Minnesota. I've been up there many times. I absolutely love it. I had some friends that lived up there. I would go up there in the summer, other than the mosquitoes, which is understandable because of all the lakes. I love it up there. I think it's just beautiful. And the people are so nice. I absolutely love it. I was up there when I was on the Daily Show, I was up there for I think it was the RNC that was up there. Yeah, because you had the convention up there. It was wonderful, good time. And I was most recently, what was I up there for again? Most recently? You just said it, I think.
The All-Star game.
All-Star game. Yeah, of course, the All-Star game. And that was a blast. Oh my gosh, so much fun. I wish I would have done better. I hit like a chump. I think I like grounded out and popped out. Pathetic. But anyway, still a good time.
It was great talking to you today. I enjoyed the movie, and I think families are really going to have a great time with this too.
I hope they do. It's a great family comedy.
It is.